Well, welcome to Module 6, Basic Presentation Skills of the Preaching Intro course. We have the time together to go over some basics of presentation skills. There are so many things that we could talk about. And you can go out and get several books on presentation skills. One of them that I recommend is called Presentation Skills 101. Very simple, very direct. So we'll go through the areas of concern that I have here on the slide. First is the dress code. I highly recommend you dress one level above the group you're dealing with. So if you're going to a church where people are wearing suits and ties, then as a male, a suit and tie works fine. You can't really go much higher than that unless you really want to wear a tuxedo, and I wouldn't do that. But at least at their level. If they're wearing jeans, you can wear khakis. If they're wearing khakis, go to dress slacks. And you can see how that progresses. Now, for a man, that's easy because you can wear a jacket and a tie and a shirt and whatever, and you can always take that off. You can always take a tie off. You can always take a jacket off. Women, it's a little more difficult for it because whatever you wear, more likely that's what you're wearing. So the best, again, one level above. You want to look professional. So if I was going to a small country church or the one that I'm at, and I know they wear jeans and sometimes just t-shirts and nothing real fancy, I don't wear a suit as much as I do wear a sport coat with nice dress pants, but nothing extravagant. And I do wear a tie, and most of the time I do end up taking it off, but just one level above. Now, under dress code also are things like colors. Brown, dark brown, bad color. It's a boring color. Look at UPS trucks, terrible color. Black is a very strong power color. I would avoid black unless you've been working with these people for quite some time. You don't want to come off as the authority. White is a nice color. The problem is it's too easy to get it dirty. So you have to be careful. So any of the more moderate earth tones, nothing too shocking, shall we say, would work just fine. And that works for men and women. Now, hand motions. Question is, what do you do with these? Well, it's the way the video is set up, I really can't show you, but if you go between your sternum, that's where your rib cage ends, and your belly button, well, you go down maybe halfway, start at that point with two fingers, draw a 90-degree triangle or an equilateral triangle that comes down and then cuts across at your waist. That's where your hands stay when you don't know what to do with them and you have nothing to do. No hand motions, I should say, not nothing to do. Not in the pockets. Please keep your hands out of your pockets. Bad place for them to go. If you have keys in there or change in there, you'll start playing with it. It looks really bad. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, you want to do the same thing. Hand motions are good because when I go like this, you tend to catch your attention. And I'm filming pretty close to a camera, so I can't do a whole lot of hand gestures. But hand gestures are good because people's eyes are moving. And when their eyes start moving and their head from side to side, they're going to stay awake. Podiums and lecterns are interesting. Most of them, I should say, today are acrylic. In old churches, of course, they're made of wood. Problem with a podium is people tend to do this. Let me see if I get my hands in the camera properly. They grab the thing. That shows nervousness. So if you're at a podium, you're going to have to lay your hand on the podium. That's fine. Remember to pick them up and use them when you can. But make sure you're not gripping the thing like that. That shows nervousness. Makes people feel a little better when you're not doing that. Now, language. Sure, language is part of presentation skills. As you can tell, I am not using a transcript. I don't like using transcripts. Okay, that creates a problem like I just did. I'm going to make a mistake. My grammar isn't perfect. I might stumble here and there. But the question is, do I appear to be conversing with you or lecturing to you? If my language is perfect, then I'm probably reading a transcript. Personally, if I want to listen to you and you're going to read a transcript, you might as well just give me the transcript. I get very bored when I'm watching politicians, and I won't name them because I don't want to be political here, but they're doing this. There's one that has big glasses and he does this. So you can't talk to me. You have to have prepared statements all the time. And these are seasoned people. You would think seasoned politicians don't need to do that. It makes a heck of a difference. I'm going to give you the trick to reading transcripts in a second. Emotions. If you don't get excited about what you're presenting, why should I get excited? If you're trying to motivate me and you come off without any emotions, yeah, you get the picture. Nothing's going to happen. But you have to put your emotions in the right place. Be careful of things like anger. It gets picked up pretty quickly. Your voice, monotone, is extremely boring and puts you to sleep. Monotone is bad. You need poetic pauses. That's why God invented commas in the English language, to give it pause. If you're looking, let's say, well, see, I made that mistake. Let me back up. Go look at music, and you'll see there are rest symbols, and some of the notes are quarter beat, half beat, full beat, 2 beat. There's a reason that music is written in that fashion, because if it was all 1/4 beat with no rests and no changes, it'd be boring. You're going to put me to sleep if you're going to be monotone. Got to raise your voice and lower your voice at appropriate times, of course. This is where the videotaping, wow, I used an old word, video recording of yourself is worth doing. Hey, do it in front of your web camera on your laptop, and then watch what you do and how you say it and how you look and how many times you have to look down and how many times you're going to go, I don't unless I'm very tired. I have worked very hard for 40 years to stop going, So what does mean? Means you're thinking. You don't know what to say, and you don't like silence. It is better to have a blank pause than to go, One of our last presidents was a fantastic speaker. On teleprompter, fantastic. Freelance, no teleprompter, he said almost every other word. I couldn't listen to him. Too many O's. Again, record yourself. See how many times you do it. If you go back and listen to this entire video, you're going to see that I didn't do it even once. Now, the last one is reading transcripts. And yes, I do realize I'm up to about 10 minutes, but there's just so much in this area, and I'm not even covering it all that you're going to find. There's nothing wrong with reading transcripts. I read transcripts at the beginning. You have to have a certain amount of comfort and knowledge to not have a transcript. Therefore, here's what my recommendation is. Do your exegetical, do your outline. That's a good thing. Then digitally record your message, looking at the outline, talk through it as if you were actually delivering it. So instead of sitting down at the computer or whatever you use and you start typing, talk it out first, but record it. I use Dragon software on my Windows PC. There is free software on most of your smartphones. Talk it out. Get the typed version. And most of these software packages, like Dragon, will type it for you. If you have any uhs in it, take them out when you're editing. Don't fix all the grammar. Why? Because when you deliver this sermon that you have dictated and you're going to be reading the transcript and you've read it a few times to get familiar with it, bad grammar tells me, what? You're conversing with me and you're not reading. It's an old trick. There is so much more I could go through, but I don't want to keep you much longer. So let's conclude with this. Again, you can go out on the internet and find all kinds of information out there. Go and do the module. The questions in the worksheet. I do give you a web page to look at, which also talks about presentation skills. I just did it. I went, oh, that's first time. Presentation skills. I just caught myself doing it. And I'll see you in the next module.